Hey there, everyone. Again, my name's Kristin Gosinski. I just wanted to go through the instructor policies for our American Literature ENGL 2130 class. Welcome to term officially. I know I sent out my welcome video earlier, but it's a little bit different now that we're kind of getting down and dirty with the actual nuts and bolts of the course. All right, so on the syllabus, which you can find in the Start Here section, and then in a folder called Syllabus, you will see the instructor policies as well as course competencies and things like that. Make sure to review the course competencies and that other document that's in there as well. But I'm going to go over the instructor policies because those have the greatest impact on our course. So as you can see at the top, we've got my information, okay, how you can find me, how you can get in contact with me. My name is Kristin Gosinski. Again, just Kristin is totally fine. The best way to reach me is by email, kgosinski@gwinnettech.edu. I answer email at all times of the night and the day. So, send me an email, and if I'm awake, I'll get back to you. Now, please note that the phone number that's listed in my signature on my email is not an active number at this point. You can still call and leave a message, but the forwarding, I have no way to forward it to my cell phone or my home phone. And since I'm working from home this term, we don't have a way for me to get your calls as they come in. And, it doesn't give me the information from where, like, about your phone number or whatever, right? So avoid using my phone number because that'll actually delay my ability to get back to you rather than make it faster. Send me an email, and if we have something that we need to talk about, I can set up a quick collaborate session, whether it's late at night, early in the morning. It doesn't really matter. I can set something up and we can get in contact with one another. Okay, since I said that I'm going to be working from home this particular term because of COVID-19, my office location is just going to be Blackboard, okay? You can come and talk to me in a Collaborate Ultra session. It's titled Office Hours from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. So you can always get in contact with me that way. Or you can send me an email and we can set up another time to communicate. Okay, so that compulsory stuff out of the way, what are the things you need to know about ENGL 2130, or as we're going to call it, American Lit? One, we don't have a textbook that you need to purchase, okay? The textbook is provided through Blackboard, and then I will also provide you with supplemental materials. In fact, we'll probably mostly rely on supplemental materials rather than the textbook. As far as grades, gradebook's going to be kept in Blackboard, so please review it every now and then. Make sure everything's up to snuff. If you notice that something doesn't seem quite right, please let me know, and I will check into it for you and get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Okay? You will get assignments graded and returned back to you within a week of submitting them, so please keep that in mind. Now, as far as course weights go, okay, we have discussions and reading responses. Those will be weekly. There will be a few weeks when we have the final drafts of our major assignments due that don't have them, but all the other weeks will. So please keep that in mind. We have it set up so those are worth 25% of your grade. And then part one of our research paper project, we'll probably just call it for short research project, is going to be worth 20%. Part two of the research project is 25%, and part three is worth 30%. Okay, now let's kind of scroll down here a little bit. We've got four categories here, right? The discussions and reading responses, which we've already talked about. And then we have our annotated bibliography, our historiographical essay, and our research paper. Okay, these things should not be considered as standalone assignments. Okay, these three, I'm going to highlight them. Whoop, Word was fighting me. These three are actually working together. The annotated bibliography is part one of a research project, right? We gather our sources, we put them together, we identify what they're trying to say individually and how we think they can impact our essay, right? Our ideas, on our chosen novel and novella for this course. Okay, these are all three of these work with the same novel. Okay, they all work with the same idea. It's just about building to culminate to your research paper. If I were to write a paper on my own that I were planning on getting published, or that I were writing for a class, I would follow these same steps. Okay, so this is me showing you one way that we can build to an overarching research paper, right, that has some solid backing to it. Okay, so you can find information on the assignments posted in weekly modules or in each of the assignment blocks. On the left, you'll see that there's an annotated bibliography menu, there's a historiographical essay menu, there's a research paper menu, and you'll have materials for all of those as we go through the course. Okay, now I made a note in here as well that each of these assignments work as planning tools for the development of the final research paper. Okay, and each of them are different. I had a comment last term from a student who said that all of these assignments were redundant. And my response to him was, well, then you didn't think them through, right? Because each of them are different. The annotated bibliography identifies sources and shows what they are discussing individually and how they can contribute to your ideas. The historiographical essay shows what ideas these sources have in common and how they work together or against one another. And then the research paper brings in your ideas and says, okay, this is my argument on my primary source. And this is, and the evidence that I've been working with all term is now used to back up your ideas. Okay, so if you start feeling like any of these seem redundant, please reach out to me and I'll explain to you, maybe where your thinking has gone wrong, because each of these are a stepping stone to that final paper. Okay, let's see. We are in an online format, so please make sure that you have a stable internet connection. I know better than most living out in the country where there's only one internet service provider for our area that, the internet can be spotty, especially when the company knows you can't find internet somewhere else. That being said, when I have an issue with internet, I go sit in a parking lot by outside Panera or outside of McDonald's, right? Some restaurant that provides internet. Now, if you feel comfortable going inside, cool, go for that. I don't at this point in time, so I sit in my car, and the internet does reach that far. Okay, so a lot of times you can do that, and that will provide you with an opportunity to use the internet. Now, know that Blackboard sometimes can be a little bit temperamental, right? You've probably been with Gwinnett Tech long enough to know how Blackboard works. Sometimes it doesn't let you log in. It happens, okay? If that happens on the day an assignment is due, what I'd like you to do is just email me your assignment before the deadline. Okay, don't play around in Blackboard and try to figure out the problem and then make your essay late or your assignment late. Email it to me, and then once the Blackboard stops being uncooperative, submit it there. Leave me a comment saying that you submitted it by email, but you wanted to put it in Blackboard as well. I'm happy to accept it that way. Okay. Now, note that late work will not be accepted. There are extreme situations out there, especially during a pandemic. I totally understand. If you believe you are in an extreme situation and you're unable to get your essay done, please email me. Let me know of the situation, and I will do my best to see if I can provide you with an extension. Okay? I'm not unreasonable. I just need to know before the deadline, preferably before 8 p.m. That way I can have a few minutes to kind of figure out a plan, something like that. Okay. Now, please note that I won't offer an extension if you email me after the fact, unless the situation is ridiculously extreme. Okay. It's been known to happen, but let me know as early as you know if there's something that's going to stop you from being able to submit on time. That being said, it usually only happens once or twice a term, okay, even right now. All right, so you have to submit, not commit, Submit your welcome quiz by the deadline posted on Blackboard, or you will be marked as a no-show for this class, okay? That welcome quiz is due by the 16th, so please make sure that it's in by that time. Okay, I'd hate for you to be marked as a no-show and dropped if you are still planning to participate in the course. Okay, so plagiarism is a big thing that I would like to talk about. We will have other videos about plagiarism, but plagiarism essentially is using someone else's ideas or language without giving them credit for using it, right? All it takes is adding an in-text citation, and that plagiarism is no longer plagiarism. You're using evidence, right? So if you are ever using someone's ideas or someone's language, please make sure to follow up with an in-text citation and you'll be good. Okay, so whether it's a paraphrase or a quotation, use an in-text citation. I have a zero tolerance policy for plagiarism. If you use any ideas or language from a source without giving it credit, you will receive a 0 for that assignment, and you will, that'll be a bummer, right? But you'll have to, kind of learn to fix it. And if it happens again, I'll have to report it to the college. Okay, so please, please, please don't plagiarize. All right, so that sums up basically the instructor policies for this course. If you have any questions, concerns, anything like that, please reach out to me. I consider this a contract between me and you, so I take it very seriously. If you stay in this course, then I expect you to, utilize these policies, understand them, respect them, okay? And I will do the same. All right, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I look forward to working with you throughout the rest of term. Keep an eye out for other videos, and I will see you next time.